Hey, welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Taurus. But know that energy is fluid, so roles can be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Also, know that time is fluid, so I could channel out something that did happen, is happening in the present moment, or will happen in the future. Just again, translate it as it best resonates for you. Never force anything. Now, anything that you need to know about the channel, you can find in the description box, such as how to book a personal reading through my website, my Patreon link that has all my different subscriptions. You definitely want to check that out because I have some really banging things going on. I have a podcast, I have a lot of a TV show, I have a lot of different things. If you're looking for healing and you want to learn how to heal yourself of the effects of trauma, you definitely want to check out some of those things are free resources also. Now, if you want to win a free psychic reading with me, in order to enter to win a free psychic reading with me, all you have to do is three things: like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word healer in your comment bar. Now, be on the lookout for your email to see whether or not I replied to your comment. And if I did, then reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Let me know who you are, when you wrote the word healer, and we will work out a time that works best for us to do your reading, to do your psychic reading. All right, now without further ado, I'm doing a general message for Taurus, as I said. And we're going to look at what's going on with you and your person. And we're going to look at some of the karmic themes. Like a lot of times, the soulmate twin flame journey is all about healing, as it is about learning about unconditional love, learning about, who we truly are. And a lot of times, in order for us to see who we truly are, we get a person that comes into our life that we're crazy about, right? That feels like home, that feels so comfortable to us. We almost feel like we knew this person way before we know them. There's a lot of synchronicities, there's a lot of, again, energy, there's a lot of chemistry, but a lot of times your person doesn't act the same way that you do, they don't think the same way that you do, and they trigger you. Again, this is anybody that's in a soulmate twin flame relationship. So I have found it best to not just say, oh, let's look and see what's going on and let's see what may happen, but we want to look at the spiritual triggers. We want to look at the soul wounds. We want to look at the karmic contracts between you and this person. We want to see whether or not this is a real soulmate twin flame or whether it's a karmic. Karmic mates are part of your soul family, but those tests a lot of times are extremely challenging, and they manifest as really undesirable life experiences, ones that create more wounds a lot of times, and the wounds are psychological wounds. Now, the problem with psychological wounds is that they prevent us from manifesting. A wound is, again, a psychological block. So if we're down here in physical form to learn and to manifest, and part of manifesting is to be able to connect to people, not just our most intimate relationships, but even just be able to connect. So what we're seeing a lot, what's happening in the world is a lot of detachment, and detachment is created from trauma. And again, why we want to know and be able to look at our situation from all different perspectives is so that we don't take things personally, so we know how to handle the situation properly, that we're not going to regret something again because we were looking at one aspect of the situation due to not having enough information. That's why we get psychic readings. right? We get psychic readings to help us see a different perception of what we see. Sometimes we don't see anything, and we can't see anything because we have a lot of anxiety, and a soulmate twin flame can actually do that. You know, that's why they say person gets, sometimes they get stupider. And there is, and it's because, you know, that love is blind, and a lot of times the other people in your life, they don't see what you see with that person because they don't feel what you feel. And so it's challenging. It's challenging because after a while you can't talk to the people that are in your life because their perception becomes jaded by, again, the connection to this person, like what this person has shown them. And so we want to be able to look at things from all different perceptions, because we can't just get rid of a person. Like, if you really love a person, you know, you can't control love. It's the only energy that cannot be manipulated. It can't be distorted. It can't be broken. And that's why it's challenging, because a lot of times we don't want to love a person. Logically, we shouldn't love a person. But again, knowing what the wounds are and knowing how they manifest as behaviorisms, we can avoid inheriting a lot of karmic problems. All right, first part out, influences. So I feel like there's other people that are influencing a connection. So again, this is what I was saying, like a lot of times when we are, you know, in a relationship with someone that doesn't treat us right, what happens is that the outside influences tend to, you know, jade our perception, make us start to see things that might not be there, but again, are more, again, a distortion of the people that are in the environment. So I kind of feel like you're connected to somebody, Taurus, that is very easily influenced, that they should stay in a bad situation, a bad karmic situation. That I'm really feeling that. Okay, clashing. But the problem is that they don't feel that way. But I believe, Taurus, that you are connected to someone that is exact opposite of you and also doesn't think the way that you do. So sometimes, again, you're you feel like the relationship might not work out because you're continuously clashing with this person, and that's, again, it's almost like a power struggle. But the truth of the matter is that love transcends that, and it transcends that because eventually, you know, no one cares, because love is love. After a while, we, like, you can't control love. You can't control whether something's logically correct or whether it's, again, not. It's like I said. So even though there are influences, and even though you're looking at all the differences of why this relationship shouldn't work out for you, or why you don't believe that this person will be with you, it's, again, that's not true. Again, that's a distortion of your perception. And I believe that because I just can't stop thinking about you. And like, again, why I felt that way is because, like I said, outside influences, if something's fake, the truth always comes out. Even when our beliefs are different, we think differently. When you love someone, eventually we wind up looking at what's most important. And what's most important is not whether we're right. The most important thing when we love someone is that that person's in our life. So I believe that your person is starting to recognize this. So if you're in separation from your person, and there's a sense of when they're around you, that you nourish them, that you give them, that you fulfill them in. So I feel like a lot of you Taurus are very spiritual. A lot of you guys are therapists, a lot of you guys are highly sensitive people that are able to communicate to this person. And I feel like your person doesn't have an easy time communicating. That's why they're easily influenced by the people that are most surrounded to them, because they don't let a lot of people in. They might be friendly surface, but they don't have a lot of people that they let close. And the problem is, I feel like some of those influences don't have your person's best interest at hand. They have their best interest at hand. I'm partially feeling because of reputation, and I think partially also because of finances. Like, so all exterior influences are what's determining your situation, not just people, but the perceptions. But again, love will transcend all influences. It always does. Growth is essential. So I feel like your person feels stagnant where he is, and that's what happens, whether he or she is. That that growth is essential, and it's essential because the person doesn't feel nourished. The person doesn't, when you're not in love with a person and you're stuck in a situation just because of exterior things, it makes you take a good hard look at yourself. And what your person is seeing is that they're stagnant, and they feel stagnant. They're not happy. They have no energy. They're lethargic. They feel as if they've given up their life, to be honest with you. And I feel like the reason why is because they're connected to somebody, and they're connected to not just one person. I feel like some of them are connected in a business that they can't get out of, and some of them are influenced by a relationship, an old relationship, maybe a baby mama, baby daddy, I don't know. But there's an outside influence that there's not love. There's no love there. It's almost like the person that's connected to your person doesn't care that there's no love there. They care more about exterior things. And your person benefits also from those exterior things, which might be money, but they're not feeling fulfilled. They're not feeling, they feel like, again, stagnant. So, because again, when you can't open up your heart fully, then you're not able to like give and receive of love fully. And so I feel like this person's experiences are limited, and they're limited because of outside influences. And this is why, again, they're feeling like they need to nourish themselves. And the way that they are living is clashing, just clashing with who they truly are, which is another reason why your person can't stop thinking about you. So I kind of feel like towards that your person made a decision, and they made a decision to stay in a past connection, or again in a situation that they just can't leave to pursue a relationship, and but they're feeling stagnant, and it's again they can't stop thinking about you. Can we just talk? And now they want to talk. So if you're in separation with your person, they're looking to have a conversation with you. I want to look at the wounds. I want to look at what these your person's wounds are. It's again because it's again the person is staying in a toxic situation, or in again whether it's a connection, any type of connection, whether it's a work situation that's kind of like a live-in work situation, or whether this is a relationship. It's there's no love there, but what's holding it together are outside influences, and which those are perceptions. So money, and again, if it's a relationship, it's what it looks like instead of what it actually is. So, and I feel like your person is seeing this. is seeing that their person that they're connected to is very manipulative. Is very manipulative. Because I don't really feel like your person wants this at this time. Why? Because it's again, they want to talk to you, they don't feel nourished. They're again starting to be like, this is not the way I want to live. I feel like growth is essential, and I'm starting to feel like there's outside influences. So what is the thing? It's insecure. This person's insecure, and the person's insecure. I feel like because they've been around a person that's been influencing them, and for the most part, well, everyone has benefited until recently. I feel like as of recently, your person isn't. So what I'm feeling is that your person never was really or hasn't been in love with the person that they're with, or hasn't been happy in this connection. But there's a lot of money involved. There's outside influences that are involved. That so it's easier for everyone to stay together. Not to mention the person that's connected to your person is really like again putting on the guilt. And the problem is that your person's insecure. And they're insecure because they haven't had to think fully for themselves. They've let other people manipulate them. Feel like your person lived a lot from their behaviorisms. So they might have a few children that again were not really based on like a full-fledged, it could have been like a one night stand or a relationship that never really developed. So there may be love now over years and time, but it's not that soulmate twin flame relationship. It's not, I feel like one person is very connected and the other person isn't, but the other person is very insecure, and they're insecure because they don't like what they manifest in their life. And I'm feeling this, really channeling it, it's because they live their life through their addictions. Defensive. And then if you ask them about their situation, they again they're very defensive. And I actually think that that's what happened with you and this person, that you wanted to talk to them about what was going on in the relationship and what was going on with them. They shut down, they become defensive, and that goes along with insecure because this person was not happy in their situation, but they also were not honest in their situation. I also feel like the person that they're with is very defensive of what they believe is theirs. So they're very protective of it. Anxiety, but and the person that's with them has a lot of anxiety because they know that that again your person doesn't want to stay with them. They know that someone else is there. They just don't know who. I believe your person has a lot of anxiety because they're trapped in a situation that they don't know how to get out because the situation is calling for them to grow and to leave and to be true to themselves. And I believe you have anxiety about talking to this person while they're connected to somebody else because there is feelings there. So we could see, Taurus, how like a lot of drama could play out in this situation because anxiety is a form of, it's a very emotional. It's almost like pent up energy. And so and when someone's insecure, they're not always being honest. They're leaving out information. And with somebody that is also doesn't want to communicate that well, but also that someone that they're attached to. Like I get the feeling from that card again that my intuition just tells me that, if you were to have a relationship with this person, their person would show up and their person would go to bat for them, regardless of whether they're, your person wanted to be with them. lost, not knowing what to do, feeling they have no purpose, take a step in any direction. So again, your person doesn't do anything. They just kind of like sit there and again doing the same thing, letting someone else run their life, even though that they don't like what their life looks like. They're starting to think about it. They're starting to say, okay, like this isn't working for me. I don't want this. It's like starting to, but I'm feeling like this has taken a long time to get here. Okay, I want to look at what the spiritual triggers are. The unhealthy choices you have made with your body has been affecting me. So it's again what I was saying, that your person makes poor choices, whether or not they're they have one night stands, and they have one night stands with random people, and they have children, and also part of escapism, because when we're running around and not really having real relationships with people, we're just having one night stands, then again, what goes hand in hand with that is addictions, such as drinking too much and not being present, not showing up for yourself. So there's a sense again that you also walked away, and when you, because of this person's choices with not making a choice, maybe a little bit not committing, but you didn't know that they had substance abuse issues. I feel like in order for them to have dealt emotionally with you walking away towards that's again, they fall back on addictions, what they're going through with the person that they're connected to. I feel like again, because they can't escape, because the person connected to them has such a tight leash on them, which is why they feel again that they need to grow, is because in order for them to stay in this limitation, they have to rely on substances. So this is codependency straight across the board, just so that you know that when a person stays with someone that they're not happy with because of outside influences, and then does drugs or drinks too much, is all escapism. That person is relinquishing control of their life, whether they are conscious about it or not. But the truth of the matter is that love is healing. It is the most powerful energy that there is. But this person is still thinking about you. You can say, oh, great. But the truth of the matter is, from a spiritual perspective, you're the catalyst that's making this person like look at their life. You're the catalyst that is like making this person take somewhat responsibility. So that's a big deal. That is what a soulmate twin flame is, especially when there's unconditional love. It doesn't, I don't see that you're sitting there entertaining this, which is exactly what you need to do to have this person rise, to heal. Displaced, I felt out of place and a sense of not belonging. So I feel like this is more like you, but I also feel like this is your person. Your person never feels comfortable with who they are. And how can they if they're attached to somebody else? It's again like a lot of times when people have what's the word that I'm using, intimacy problems, what happens, which is trust, they don't feel comfortable because they don't open up their heart. But then these people want more than anything for people to show them love, to again continually give them. So it's again, they don't feel comfortable because they have an unrealistic expectation of what other people are supposed to do, and the fact that they don't give anything. So, and this is because they're detached. So your person needs a lot of healing, is what this is showing. That they again feel detached, and there's substance issues. And when there's substance issues, that your person will not be able to show up for you all the time. But if don't, and there's also like there was womanizing, and now again, I feel like their energy would transfer over. That addictive behavior would then be transferred on to you. But the problem with that is it's like it would then turn into a narcissistic relationship, because if the person is detached and emotionally they're not able to really connect because they're substances, and they again never really feel comfortable because they never really open up their heart, then what this is a lot of lust. This is a lot of, again, the person has a lot of feelings. So this is what you would have to be careful of. You are the love of my life. So again, the person, I believe you're the catalyst for their healing. And I do believe that a relationship like this could work, but it will take a lot of, you know, open communication, and like where you wouldn't be able to clash again, because that means you'd be continuously triggering each other. There has to be, again, compromise, and most likely outside therapy, because your person's codependent. They were codependent. They're staying in a bad situation. In order to stay in that bad situation, they rely on substances. Again, so they're escaping even the thought that now they're continuously thinking about you, that they can't stop thinking about you. So again, we see the addictive behavior. So this person really does need to like nourish themselves with spiritual material, because again, the answer to self-fulfilling, to like yourself, to being fulfilled fully within yourself, I'm meaning to say, is to, give yourself that love, to know now you could be part of their journey, but the fear is that this person is already out of balance. So they would, want more. I'm not ready. So it's again, I think that that's pretty much you, that you wouldn't feel ready. But I also feel like your person's not 100% ready. I feel like they're going to come in and say that they're ready because they're insecure. And when a person's insecure, they overpromise and underdeliver. So their fear of being rejected actually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Divine counterpart. So again, I feel like your person believes that you guys are meant to be. I feel like your person, that there is, again, it is a soulmate twin flame relationship, but that doesn't mean that all soulmate twin flame relationships you should be with. Even if a person feels like home, like I said, but understand that would make it a really difficult relationship to just break or end. Okay, soulmates, and that's what, so again, soulmate relationships are all about learning, they're all about growing, they grow the soul. So part of growing the soul is knowing exactly how much to give, to love without losing yourself, to that this person should, like, both parties should get something out of it. My fear in this is that I see one person that needs a lot of healing, one person that feels lost, one person that doesn't deal with life very well, life issues very well. And now I'm not seeing much of the other person, Taurus, except for that the person's crazy about you. They can't stop thinking about you. That they feel that you can nourish them. That they feel it's again. They feel now that you're their divine counterpart. And they also feel like they need to grow, and they feel like you're that person that would help them grow. possibly due to the way that you live your life. I feel like a lot of you guys have great jobs and take good care of yourself, have friends, and look like you're having a good time in life. Where I don't believe that your person's having a good time in life at all. I believe that your person's miserable in their life. And the reason why is because, again, they did not make their choices because they're insecure. So the hidden truth, I am not available. So we know this. This one also popped over at the same time, which is I'm starting to understand our connection. So person, at least your person knows that they have to take care of that situation, again, that they're still connected to in order to like come to you, because they're like, I'm not available. I know that if I'm gonna come to you, the type of person you are, that you're gonna expect like it all. And I'm not ready, but I understand that this connection is something important. I understand. I don't believe your person was a spiritual person. So to say soulmate, twin flame, they, again, they might not understand that, but they understand that a person feels like home, that a person can trigger another person to have a lot of deja vus. A person can, we can just feel that unconditional love and acceptance from this person. Again, that energy never dies. Love never dies. From lifetime to lifetime, that love never dies. It transcends all time and space. So this is the connection that your person sees. Now, logically, do they understand it? No, because they're a very logical, linear person, and spiritual matters a lot of times are not, again, logical. Not looking at it from that anyway, from trying to understand it without reading a bunch of, spiritual books. We need to let go of each other. So it's, again, right now, I feel like there is a sense of the hidden truth is that your person doesn't feel like they're available. They feel that they need to let it go, but they understand their connection with you. Or you could feel the need to let them go, but I'm kind of feeling like, because your person is like not really fighting for it. It's, again, they know that they have all these problems, but they're just kind of like, there, I bury myself and work to forget you. So your person is in avoidance. So it almost looked like they wanted to. They wanted to come to you. They wanted to talk to you. They know that they have to grow. They know, but they're not ready. They're not ready. And partially, I believe, because they're delaying having to make a decision, because even though they are not in love with the person that they're connected to, there is codependence. They don't want to make that person feel bad. They don't want to hurt anybody. And they also know financially, once they disconnect, it's going to create a lot of like adjustments in their life that I don't think that they're prepared for right now. So though that they know that growth is essential, and they know that they're a soulmate, all through this reading it said that they're not ready. They know that they need to nourish. They've been starting to see that the way that they're living is out of balance, where before they didn't. They starting to understand what your relationship is, and it's important. But at this given time, your person doesn't believe they have enough resources to leave. They don't believe that they're strong enough to leave. I believe that they are just kind of taking like this subservient way out. And possibly, I think that this has happened a lot of times within this person's relationship with the person that they're connected to. Many times they've tried to leave, there's no love there, but somehow they just wind up again breaking this person down because your person's insecure. I don't deserve you. You're too good for me. I took you for granted and treated you badly. I'm sorry. So I also believe that pride is part of it. I'm going to leave it there. I want to just see what was the whole point of this relationship. Like, what can we say? Like, who is this person? I want to know everything about you, but I hold myself back from asking. I'm afraid I'll get in too deep. So your person, it's again knew all along that they were like in this codependent relationship, and though they have these feelings, and it's again they know they deliberately hold themselves back. They deliberately keep a surface. They deliberately won't let themselves go deep because they know that in order to do that, they have to change their entire life. And so that that's as far as the message for you. What message can we give for you? Because I hate to leave it like this. Gosh. No, I know that this is probably going on super long, but it's like I want to look because I hate to leave it like this. So what would be the message for Taurus? Have faith in your dreams. So it's again knowing that if you want to be with somebody, that in order to like learn from this situation, like if you want to pull in love to your life and you're very disappointed with this situation, which it would be, anybody would be disappointed in this situation because it's like the person has feelings, the person knows you're their person, loves you, wants to talk, wants to connect, but doesn't dare, that doesn't dare because it's again they are afraid that they'll get too deep, and once they get too deep they won't be able to disconnect. They know that they have to nourish themselves. They know that they're not growing in this relationship. I don't believe that they have all their resources. I just don't believe that they're ready to do everything that they would need to do at this given time for possibly a lot of reasons. And what number one reason is that whatever they do is not just affecting them, it's affecting a lot of other people, and they're not really ready to do that yet. So understand that it doesn't mean that you don't can get love. You just can't get love with this person. And what I my recommendation would be is learn from the situation. Did you see where there are telltale signs? Did you try to lay boundaries from the beginning and this person wouldn't let you? Was this person, did this person always keep it surface? Did they never really give time? There's certain signs when a person has intimacy issues. They keep it surface. They don't want to, again, form that emotional bond. So this relationship may be very sexual, but there's no real experiences. Like your person, if they're like that, they may not hang out with your friends. They'll only hang out with you. They try not to form relationships with any of your friends or family. They won't create memories. So if you're someone that likes to have, your birthday celebrated, your person winds up never showing up or never being able to be, counted on during these times. There's always an issue when it's holidays or birthdays or something important. They tend to disconnect, they tend to sabotage themselves, they get in their own way due to the fact that they don't make decisions for themselves. They live from their addictive behaviors, and they again they won't form those intimate relationship, that intimate bond. So if you're in a relationship with someone, you would continuously feel emotionally abandoned because this person is emotionally handicapped. They again escape to avoid feeling. So you have to have faith that you can be in a relationship, but you also have to put yourself in the right situation. And that might be by investing in yourself, through joining different hobbies and finding out, again, what really interests you. And again, giving yourself that love by participating and going and feeding your soul with things that grow you, things that expand your consciousness so you can become a magnet to people and things that again match that energy. Otherwise, it's again, if you're empty in that place, or if you need healing because someone has emotionally not shown up or they were toxic, like I believe that this person, again, unfortunately, Taurus, it was toxic, but you didn't know that they were toxic. And the problem is like you didn't pick up on signs. So next time, the only thing that you can do is, like I said, pay attention to your signs and lay down boundaries and make sure that you're able to stick to those boundaries. And if you're joining those things that are giving you the passion, like I said, well, then that will counteract that negative energy that your person or any person tries to come into your life and, you know, gaslight and say that they're, you know, really in love and really, again, sell you something, sell you a lot of lip service, but not deliver through their actions because they're connected to someone else. They're emotionally not available. They're physically not available. They're just not available. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you found that helpful. I know that that was a tough read, but unfortunately, I am not in charge of how the cards fall out. But this is a healing channel. So Spirit will always give us messages about healing trauma. And this situation, again, giving somebody that's emotionally not available is a trauma response. And it's one that keeps us feeling limited, making us feel like we can't have love. And so the answer is have faith. Have faith that you can. That, again, if you believe in a higher energy, if you believe in the law of attraction, if you believe in spirit, well then again, you can believe in faith. And so all you have to do then is become the magnet of who and what you want to come into your life. Again, I hope that was helpful. No, it was a tough read, but if you resonated, give me a like, comment the word healer in the description box of your comment box, rather, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll let you know in a day or two whether or not you're a winner. All right. Bye, guys.